Hi guys, Brian from Nerd Street. Congrats on the win, first of all.
Thank you.
Just kind of wanted to ask you about that series. It was so close, so tight throughout. Queso seemed like they had that advantage in the first series, and then there was the bracket reset. How were you guys able to stay mentally in there in such a tough series, knowing that Queso had so much momentum coming in?
I think we realized, like, if we just sat there and didn't talk about anything, it just would have gone the same way, and we would have went into the second series just down on ourselves and not hoping that we can actually win. And we went back to the practice room and just had a chat and talked about everything that we thought was going wrong. And it was mostly like communication, and obviously nerves played a big factor in that, but we just knew if we played like we did in practice, communicated like we did in practice, we'd be fine, and that's what we did going into the second series.
Oh, it's fine. You don't have to. I'll answer it. Okay.
I'll see you.
Okay. Mitch for Jinx TV. Congratulations, huge W. Everybody you made NA proud. Thank you very much. And just actually piggybacking on that question. There was like a 10 touch passing play during that series. I imagine the comments were to you. But what was the conversation like immediately after Game 7 from series number 1? Was there something you had to shake off? Was somebody uplifting everybody else? What did that sound like?
We started figuring out at the end of that series kind of how to figure out a way to play against them, and it was starting to work. So we felt really confident in that Game 7, honestly. We felt like we were in control. We made the mistakes that let them win. So we knew that we had the momentum, and we were really confident going into the next series. But our talks were just like, we know what to do. Now it's just about executing. We just can't get down on each other. Like, this is why we came from the upper bracket, to have this chance. And we just stayed composed, and we played it perfectly, honestly, and we did exactly what we said we were gonna do.
I think, like, really the first series was like, I was definitely more nervous than them, that they've been here a lot of times, and I think like I made missed touches that I usually don't like make, and it like threw them off, and like my communication was slow, like everything, but they picked me back up like after we went to our practice room, and like our mentality going into the second series was like, we're a team, we know how to beat them, we just have to execute, and we did.
I think my first emotion was like disappointment to lose in such a way that happened, but Sathu came like right up to me and he was like, we need you this next series, so just like pick yourself back up. And I'd like tried to get into the conversation with the boys in the practice room, but Sathu really helped with that and just reminding me that it's not over. We have one more series, so we can still win this.
Coach Sathu. And actually, just one more. I'm sorry, that's my last one. But Chicago mentioned the upper bracket. Do you think that first series it got to you that you had only played 2 best-of-7s to get there, and Team Queso had to go through plenty of teams and plenty of matches and had almost twice as games that you under their belt to get to the grand finals?
I think definitely like we felt a bit cold coming in, you know? Like it'd been like hours since we played, but we knew like it didn't matter. We had the advantage, so like even if we didn't play how we wanted at the beginning, we'd be able to bring it back. And as long as like your mentality and the atmosphere is good enough to be able to do that, then you're fine.
Thank you.
Axel Toss with Juked. Congratulations. You guys are the best.
Appreciate it.
And that's factual. You're the best in the world right now, so that's huge. I'd love to get your immediate reaction to that. Like the fact that you are the best in the world at this moment. It's a long time coming, right? You have league play, you have the whole season, you have the tournament itself. So from each of you, Sathu as well, I'd love to get just your immediate reactions to the fact that you're the best in the world right now.
Yeah, I mean, arrogantly, I'll say I knew about it. I knew that this team really was, just watching them from a third-person perspective, that this team is the best in the world. And, I mean, I just couldn't be more proud of them.
I think the whole being the best in the world just stemmed from practice. Like, our practice has been really, really good this tournament, and me and Reed and also Atomic were super disappointed after Sweden. So we just put in the extra work, and I think that just helped us in the long run.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've felt like we've been the best in the world before. I think in season 7, I think we were the best. We just didn't show it in the finals. I think season 9 we were the best, and I never quite got to get over that hump at a LAN. And doing that now is honestly like, it's literally the one moment that I've been working for in terms of entire playing the game. Obviously, it's not Worlds, that's the main goal. But this one really gives us a lot of confidence going forward because we know we can do it on the big stage in front of people in person, and it's not online anymore. So I think that's the best part about it.
Yes, I'm Amy from the Washington Post. Congratulations, it was thrilling to watch you play.
Thank you.
Chicago, I had the good fortune to talk to your mom outside, and so she let me know that there was a period in your becoming the player you are that she said if you wanted to play Rocket League, you had to get your grades up, which she said you did immediately. But I wanted to ask you, actually, each of you, like, there's one great thing about seeing the crowd is that there are so many ages in here, and for all the young people who are looking at you, like, how would you advise them to balance the hours needed to become, I mean, hour-wise, this game is so demanding, with the regular, being, like, doing homework for high school, like, how do you work that out?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, like, school is over everything. Like, I'm a little bit older now, and like going back, like, obviously I think it's the most important thing, and you need to focus on that first, but there's always ways you can manage your time, and if you actually have a dream of something, you can figure out ways that you can make it happen. So I think you have to have your priorities straight, but there's always ways you can figure out how to get to your goal, and it's just going to take a lot of hard work, and it's just going to take a lot of passion, but if you have that, you'll get it done.
I think school is actually good. Like, it teaches you discipline, like, teaches you time management if you're also trying to play like a game. I think, like, if you just play all day, you start getting like bad hours where you're not really improving. And with school, it's like you try to get everything done as fast as possible to be able to play, but it makes you like value the time that you play way more, and it makes you, I think, better, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm also with these guys on the school is important thing. My grades were not that great in high school, and obviously if I was lucky enough to become a top player in this esport, but things can happen, and not everyone's as lucky as me and can make money from this. So school is very important for that safety factor of going to university or getting a job.
Yeah. And Rocket League's just a great addition to any hobbies you have, or school or work or anything, and just being able to balance all those makes you, I think, a better, more well-rounded person. And I definitely think it should be encouraged, just to balance all those and really learn how to time management skills and everything.
Got 2 more questions. First, what does it mean to be able to bring home a title to NA and Chicago for you specifically? I've heard that you're from the LA area. What's it like for you winning here in your hometown?
Well, for winning in front of my hometown, I guess if there was an event I finally won, it was the one in front of a lot of my family that was able to make it. So that was the best part. I felt like there was just something different about this lane where I felt like comfortable the entire time, where if you're in a new territory, new country, you're kind of like, you always have to be a little bit more cautious, or you're just like naturally like that way. But for me, I felt at home the entire time. I think it played a big factor, but it meant a lot to win it here in front of family. And then the other question was, what was it about? Bring it to NA?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think as like an NA whole, we know that how good we are and how good we can be. So I think like for all of us, we all compete against each other, but when it comes down to these kind of tournaments, we all cheer for each other, because again, it is a little bit of pride, and you want to be the best region. So whenever we see each other, we're cheering for each other, like whether it's Energy or FaZe beating Queso, like we always cheer for each other because we want to be known as the best region, because we know we can be.
Thanks for that, by the way. NA esports not doing so great most of the time.
Yeah, true.
Chicago, I believe it was you who forgave the crowd for siding with Space Station in that match. Do you guys believe there's a particular reason why that happened when it was NA versus NA siding with Space Station?
I don't think particular reason. A lot of the Space Station fans are vocal, And I don't know, they just have a big fan base. They kind of surprised us. That,
Yeah.
And you have two players that are huge content creators
Yeah,
as well.
me and Atomic
Brothers and Arsenal.
don't really do content that much,
Yeah.
and Space Station has like a really big content creator on their team, so they bring a lot of fans if they do YouTube and Twitch.
Ryan, do you have another question for him? Sorry.
Yeah, one last question. So, I know G2 as an award, they've had a bit of bad luck in finals recently. So, what does it mean to finally be able to bring a title to your award to G2?
You should take this one.
Yeah, it feels amazing. Like, not even just with G2, but with me also. Like, feels like it was a curse that I just couldn't win a grand final, and it was just that feeling that we finally did it. It's just surreal.
I can jump in here. You know, some of us remember some grand finals you've won, Mr. J Naps. You have had
Only
some
one.
success. E-League, right? Is that? Wasn't there DreamHack?
DreamHack we lost, Montreal and Leipzig, and Worlds.
Well,
we
I want to
lost.
ask this because Seth, you mentioned earlier, you know, G2 or JNAPS, we need you, right? That whatever messaging was there, and like I completely understand that because I've seen you in finals in the past.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you about that. Like, what is that factor? Like, what do you have in you that allows you to step up when you need to? Because you have in the past, and you've been able to clutch it up.
Yeah,
And everyone is watching and going crazy because we don't understand how you do it. So can you give us some answers?
I think just the thought of losing is like what really gets me going and makes me play so clutch. But yeah, just the thought of losing and going home empty-handed and the vibes after if you lose, just all of that combined, just makes me want to win so much more and be hungry for the title.
And I think you guys know